Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if you can see the excitement on my face. It is exactly 8 days since I got my surgery done, and I honestly feel so good to not have to wear glasses or lenses anymore. But before I jump right into it, I want to make this very clear that whatever I'm going to be sharing is going to be straight out of my personal experience, what was recommended to me and shared with me by the health professionals and the eye specialists. So whatever obviously was my recovery period or whatever my experience was will be very different from what yours might be like. So please don't take my word for it. Do your research. Go meet the eye doctor, get a consultation before you come up to any conclusion. Also, I really wanted to record the whole treatment being done because that'll give you guys a clearer picture and idea. But due to policy restrictions, that was not possible. Nonetheless, I have just got my treatment done recently, so I'll be able to give a much more detailed explanation of how it went. So the place that I went to get my treatment done, they had actually given me this very detailed brochure of the steps that have to be taken before the day of the surgery, on the day of the surgery, and the day after the surgery. The day before getting the surgery done, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind. They are asked me to not wear lenses for 24 hours. They had recommended a few drops to me, which I have to start using for 4 times a day. And the third thing that asked me to look out for is to make sure I have somebody to drive me to the center and back home post the surgery. And also, they asked me to not wear makeup for 24 hours before the day of the surgery. So, these were a few things that I had to keep in mind a day before. So coming to the treatment, the whole procedure, the LASIK surgery, is highly dependent on the thickness of your cornea. It does not matter if your power is really high or if your power is really low. It is mainly dependent on how thick your cornea is. So when you go in for a consultation, the nurse and the doctors there check the thickness of your cornea. So if your cornea is thick, then you're lucky because your recovery will be much sooner. If your cornea is thinner, which was my case, I do have a very thin cornea. So for me, they told me that they obviously will still do the LASIK, but it's going to take much longer for the recovery. Talking about the surgery per se, before I went in and got it done, I had no idea of how exactly the procedure is going to be. But the good part is it is not done manually. It is completely done by a machine, so there's nothing for you to freak out or worry about because it's a machine that is doing it. So the chances of it going wrong are much lesser. So I was taken into the surgery room where the LASIK is done, and they made me lie down and they covered a part of my eye with an eye patch, and they started working on my right eye. So the treatment is super fast. Per eye, a harsh laser is passed for 30 seconds each. So literally both my eyes were done in like 10 minutes max. So the treatment is super quick, and the doctor there and the staff there was so kind and so warm. In terms of the pain, I'm not really sure because I had prepared myself mentally already that no matter what the pain is, I'm just going to go for it, like no matter what kind of pain I feel. And I don't think my resistance to pain is that bad, so I can't speak for how the pain is going to be for you, because it differs obviously depending on your resistance to pain. Post the treatment, the doctor put lenses into my eye for protection. So I didn't know that either, that they put lenses. I was speaking to another friend who had gotten done in India, and two of my friends actually, and they told me that in India they actually put eye patches right after the treatment. So I personally feel that eye patch is slightly better because your eyes are obviously going through a lot of pain. Naturally, if you don't have a patch on, you might tend to open it, which might hurt you. So I feel like having an eye patch is better, but nonetheless, it works either ways. So he had put lenses for me, specifically told me that do not remove the lenses and the doctor will do it. They had booked my next appointment a week later. The nurse had very clearly told me that you might have pain, and if the pain is too much, you can take a Panadol. So out of the 3 days that was specifically my recovery period, I would say the first 2 days were sort of difficult. The pain was there, like it's like a very tingling sensation, like you feel like somebody's poking your eye. It was more of something like that, and you cannot open your eyes. So like even though I had my father who came with me and dropped me back home, still while going back in the car, like right after the treatment, they do give you these protective glasses and you have them on, but still I couldn't even like sit properly. Like I just wanted to sleep off. So the minute I got home, I just like literally went to bed. Like I just went to sleep, and my surgery got over by 5:30 in the evening. But until 2 days, I could barely open my eyes. And just to clarify, guys, this is because my cornea was thin, so my recovery period is longer. It's going to be different for you if your cornea is thicker, because the whole process gets much easier then. Post a week, when I went in for my first follow-up, touch with the doctor said that everything was totally fine. He didn't notice anything unusual. I mentioned to him though that I can still see a few things blurry, it's not that clear. So he says that it takes up to 10 weeks until your eyesight becomes completely fine. So I'm going to wait up to 10 weeks, and maybe post that I can share with you guys on my Instagram it develops and how much better it gets. But post the surgery also, you have to continue the course of using your drops. There were 3 that were given to me. So one was for a week, one was for 2 weeks, and one they told me to use for about 3 to 6 months. Also, it was told to me that dry eyes post LASIK is very common. However, I do not feel so much of the dryness. Even though it might be there, it doesn't cause a lot of irritation to me because I've sort of experienced it with lenses. So I did not feel too much of an irritation or problem with dryness. So that's mainly the whole experience and the recovery period. So coming to your questions, I hope I've covered most of it in whatever I had to say. But and if not, then I'll try to cover it with the questions. The first question is. Okay, this is one of my friends. Anyways, so many questions I want to get done as well. How costly is it? So yes, I got a lot of questions on the cost of this. So when I went in to get my treatment done, they had a lot of offers going on. So I got it done for 4,250 dirhams plus 1 year free follow-up. That is around $1,160 and about close to 85,000 rupees. So yeah, that was how much I got my treatment done for. The next question is, what are the risks involved? So to be honest, the majority of the risks not even risks actually, that's too big of a word to use. The success of the procedure rather is dependent on your recovery period and how well you choose to recover. So during those days of recovery, you need to make sure that as and what they have said is strictly followed, so your recovery is sooner. So yeah, the majority of the risks that could possibly happen is post the treatment, and nothing you should be worried about during the treatment. Touchwood, here in the UAE they have like amazing equipments and the most up-to-date machinery, so you wouldn't have to worry about anything going wrong during the surgery. Take a lot of care during the recovery because that's the main thing that's going to determine your eyesight. Okay, the next is, can someone with a cylindrical number do the LASIK treatment? Yes, I do have a cylindrical number as well. I do have astigmatism. So yes, somebody with a cylindrical power can get the treatment done. How much did it cost and what are the after effects? So I think I've covered most of the after effects already. You will feel dryness, tingling sensation, you'll feel like somebody's poking your eye. These are the few things that you will feel. Your eyes might tend to water. My eyes were really watering a lot throughout the night for the first 2 days, and that's obviously out of the pain. So right now, the only thing that if I had to say that I'm feeling is a little bit of blurriness, and I spoke to the doctor already about it, and he said that that would take up to 10 weeks, as I mentioned, but besides that, nothing at all. Then was it painful? I was already mentally prepared, and I would suggest the same for you too, to prepare yourself in advance mentally for whatever you're going to feel at that time, and you'll be totally fine. It is not as painful as we feel it is. Trust me, you'll be totally fine. It's very short, very quick. Okay. The next question is, how long is the procedure, and post-recovery, what are the side effects or risks? So I think I've covered this. The procedure is 5 minutes max per eye, and the recovery for me and for people with thinner cornea is 3 days, a full 3 days of recovery, and the side effects and risks I have already mentioned. Okay. Okay, more or less most of the questions are same. Was it painful? Where did you get it done? Done in the ULTRALASIK Eye Care Center. I'm going to be putting the details down here on this video, so you guys can go check it out. Book your consultation. The first consultation is free, and then if you like it, you can book your appointment And yeah, what is your power? So as I said, I suffer from astigmatism. So one side of my eye is minus 3.50 and the other side is minus 3.25. Okay, somebody has asked me, how did you make up your mind? Honestly, because I had a long struggle with glasses and lenses from really early on, and with work and everything else, it got really difficult for me to constantly wear lenses, and I felt more confident without glasses. So I just felt like I wanted to like get away from this whole hassle of lenses and glasses. So I've been wanting to do this for a year now, a year or more. I was supposed to do it in 2020, so I was already prepared a year ago, but because of the pandemic I couldn't. Yeah, this was like long due for me. If you want to do something, honestly, just do ample amount of research, speak to as many people as you can, and just go for it. Don't think too much. If you know, if this might happen, that might happen. If you give it more time, you will allow more negative thoughts to flow in, and I'm a person like that too. So just go for it. I have lots. Okay, I hope I have covered most of it in this video. If not, if anything is left, you can drop me a message and I will answer that for you. Does it hurt? Do you feel any discomfort during and after? Okay, in terms of discomfort during after, I don't know if discomfort would be the right word, but since it's so short, honestly, like for any sort of feeling or emotion to flow in before that happens itself, you're done. So I think the most amount of discomfort that I felt was after it. The next question is LASIK treatment viable for eyes and trauma related cataract? I think I wouldn't be the right person to answer this because it's very specific. So I would recommend you to consult the eye specialist or the LASIK specialist for this particular question. Is it a permanent procedure or are there yearly follow-up? I asked them a similar question saying that, you know, is it guaranteed? Is it going to be lifelong? And what they told me is that it honestly depends, because I have also spoken to people who said that post 6 or 7 years their power started coming back, and you know, a lot of other things like that. So I don't think the procedure can be called as permanent because it really differs and there are chances of your power coming back. Are there yearly follow-up? For me, I had my first consultation a week later. They booked my next one a month later, and post that up to a year they're going to be booking me regular consultations. Honestly, completely up to you if you want to visit. If you're feeling absolutely fine, there is no compulsion for you to visit. So, is it done in one session? Yes. I don't even know if you can call it a session, but yeah, it's literally done in 5 minutes per eye. So yeah. What else? Is this treatment with a lifetime guarantee? You won't pay if you need a follow-up surgery. Okay, so this treatment, like I mentioned, it is not a lifetime guarantee. Your power can sort of come back. It's really dependent on your eyes and how well they sustain or cope. Did you have to use eye drops loads of times every day post treatment? Yes. As I said, I had to use eye drops 4 times a day. I still do, and it is a course more or less of 3 to 6 months. The eye drops are mainly for the dryness and to save your eyes from any sort of infection or allergy post the treatment. So yes, the next question is, did it cause you dry eyes post treatment? I've heard something about it's something I've heard a lot about. Specified to me that you will feel a lot of dryness, but honestly it is not that much of a problem that I am facing, but it might be different for different people, because my relative who had gotten it done told me that for him, he had to constantly keep using drops because he felt a lot of dryness in his eye, but for me it's not causing that much of a problem. So most of the other questions are more or less same. For now, I would highly recommend for everybody who's considering it to go in for a consultation and then see when you want to do it. If you're working, then make sure you inform your company in advance that you will be needing at least a week or a week and a half to recover fully. And yeah, that's more or less it. I hope this video has helped you guys. If you guys still have questions and want to know in depth more about my experience, you can always choose to drop me a message and I'll be more than happy to help. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys and see you soon.